like you might have seen it like this at one point in your career, yeah.
Then in doghouse, there's no time limit. It was like the first one who basically quits or goes on the floor, loses. So I was like, all right.
Fucking
yeah, I'm not even there. John, I've done some mad stuff.
No, but
let's take us back.
I think before we locked down, it was getting quite good, and I was hoping it was going to go that way. But because of lockdown and stuff, I ended up actually becoming made redundant from my job anyway.
Oh really? Oh, I remember you saying
this. But I was on furlough for time. Yeah, ended up buying a car with all that shit.
So, Rishi too now. Go on, Rishi.
So don't worry, it's not deep or anything like that. I had a good time. I was getting pissed in the blazing weather, But no, it was wicked. So I was looking at starting to try and make it a kind of full-time job, or maybe going to part-time work and make that happen. But then obviously lockdown hit, one thing fucking knocked the other, and then
it's like a domino effect, isn't it?
Yeah, and then come out of lockdown. Obviously, I had a new car, so I had no furlough money left. So
was there money from furlough? You splashed on a new car.
Yeah,
fucking hell.
That's high roller. High roller. That is the lifestyle.
I wasn't passionate about it.
Yeah.
Track and field something I've been passionate about since I was 6. You know what I mean? I've always loved track and field. My school reports, teachers say, Gary's, lack of concentration is always looking out at the running field, at the running track. You've got marked out track. And if he could just focus a little bit more. But I just loved athletics. That's something that was built in me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I look back at me as a little boy, I loved athletics from the age 6, 7, where I was always winning races and that at school. And then at 11, when I went into high school, I got beat for the first time. And I mean, it was just like marginal, you know what I mean? And it was like, I weren't used to that, thought, sack that, not doing that again. Yeah. And just left the sport completely, never done nothing again. But then my sister, Nikki, got into track and field. She's a very good athlete. All of a sudden, got me down the track. Once I got on the track, I couldn't leave it, mate. It was there.
Hooked.
Oh, my days. I was hooked. It was like, wow. I remember seeing Yudanka Donkova at the time. She's the women's 100-metre hurdles record holder. Oh, my days. She ran 12:26 or something like that, and she absolutely flew. And I looked at it and I thought, wow, I want to do that.
Yeah.
But their hurdles are low. And when I got to the track, even though I was 15, 16, the hurdles were like 3 foot. So that's quite high.
That is high.
Yeah, so I tried to go over them and that, and I was like... I weren't hurdling. I was like...
You got the game, you're in the athletics game, and you're just running through them, and you're like...
And it was like, mate...
This is really weird. The higher I played, the higher leagues I played, the better I played.
Yeah.
I felt that if I would have played in the Championship or the Premier League, I'd have actually found it easier to score goals because I was with better players.
Yeah.
So my runs would be matched.
You're just surrounded by better
more
people.
quality, right?
Yeah,
so I found it more difficult, and some players didn't. Going down the leagues, I found non-league the hardest part of my journey.
Yeah.
Because, and that's not to say players were better or worse. I just didn't feel we were connected as much. We couldn't spend as much time on the training ground. The quality was lower. So my game massively suffered because I didn't have any massively physical attributes. I wasn't ridiculously quick.
Yeah.
I wasn't strong. What I was a cheeky goal scorer, but I required clever passing, clever runs, waiting for little opportunities. And that, I struggled as soon as I came away from an environment that kept playing in that, and I didn't have a skill set, and also wasn't enjoying the game, and also forgot what I was good at. That's the crazy thing about life, and you might have heard me talk about this before. I say to any footballer, any sportsman, work on your strengths all the time. Weaknesses, got nothing to do with it.
But your most euphoric moment, like the
pinnacle so far of your career so far.
And a lot of people probably don't really know about it, innit? And God rest my mum, she helped me through the whole of it. And I stopped boxing, and at the lowest of the low, man, I was sitting in the counsellor's office, innit? And just begging her for help. And she goes to me like, you might have to hang up the gloves, innit? And I was literally just like, what do you mean? She goes, you need to focus on yourself. You need to get yourself better. You need to do X, Y, Z for a recovery process and that. So I was like, all right, cool. Shut the door. I was like, fuck that. Fuck that, because obviously I hadn't boxed, innit? I was going through a mad rough time.
I remember.
And then I went back to the boxing club, but I was still sort of training, but I wasn't in a fight mode. I was just didn't even want to be there, innit? And then from then on, I was like, right, I want to prove people wrong. Because I was hearing rumours of like, he's doing this, he's doing that. And it makes you feel low, man. It makes you feel
I bet
I'm
it
not
hurt,
this
didn't
guy. It hurt, man, because I wasn't that person. I had a comeback fight at Stopsy Workman's Club. Like, there was obviously all the boys come because of obviously I come back after a little while out. 4 months ago, I was literally there thinking, I'm never going to be able to do this again. Got in there and I absolutely boxed my heart out, and I won in front of like a lot of people from Luton. And that was probably my like obviously box in Mexico, box everywhere, ABAs and all that, but that was the top, man.
Or most euphoric moment in life so far?
Probably just I'm grateful for finding boxing, man.
Yeah.
I'm actually grateful. Just I've come a long way, you know. Like could be different. So like from jumping around in refugees with my mother and that, sleeping in the same bed and that, to do you know what I mean? Like opening businesses and get my mum to you know, gonna quit her job this year and come work for me and things like that. Like that's what I've always dreamt for. Do you know what I mean? So listen, I've got a long way to go. Got a long way to go, but
definitely on the right path.
yeah, just chip away,
that's a lovely message
chip
as well,
away,
man.
Chip away, bro, innit? So
When I was younger, when you're young, if it's written, you think, right, I've got to do it. So you might have been running and you've hurt yourself and you're thinking, oh, that hurts, but hold on a minute, I've got 3 more runs.
Yeah.
I've got to do it. Because in your head, you're thinking, if I don't do it, then I'm going to lose. I'm not... It's a silly mindset. It's probably an immature mindset. But as you get older, you get wiser and you realise quality is sometimes better than quantity.
Yeah.
So if I've punched out 5 or 6 runs out of the 8 and they've been at quality, that's it.
Yeah.
Or I take a longer recovery in between runs. So if we were taking 3 or 4 minute recovery between runs and I needed to take 5, 6, 7 minutes recovery, and so be it.
But what I was doing is I was distracting myself with other goals. And that's with goal-orientated people, we do this, you know. You create another goal rather than reflecting on what's gone right or wrong with the last achievement or failure. What can I learn? How can I move on? So my next goal was, right, I'm going to prove everyone. I'm going to get a piece of paper that says no one can take it away from me. I'm going to get a Bachelor of Science, you know. Brilliant. That was my goal. When I was at university, my dad died. No, I've got to finish university. I've got to get this degree. Nothing will get in. My dog died. Another one. That's all right, but you've got to keep going. You've got to keep going. I finished university. I got a nice, stable job. I was with my wife, and I went through a bit of a meltdown.
Yeah.
And it was literally because I hadn't dealt with that transition in any of those events, because I would distracted myself with the final goal. And I had an awful time, and it wasn't for long, but it was kind of, I haven't dealt with any of this. I've had 5 years of trauma.
It does catch up. It will come back.
Caught
to
up
you.
with me when I was at the happiest.
Yeah.
And it all come back one day, punched me in the face, and I was like, what? I haven't dealt with any of this. And I never had a mentor or anyone around say, stop, breathe, calm down. It's okay.
Yeah, think.
Just relax.
Yeah.
I went in there complacent. Like, isn't it, like, I'm too good for these guys. Like, I've been fighting tires. I've been fighting this one, that one. And round 1, 2 was good, easy, going to plan. Round 3 started still all right. Round 4 horrendous, like bad. I was so close to dropping to a knee and like quitting. To be honest, that one. It was in my mind like, but or you go down now, you lose the fight. Like there's a few times he hit my body, a few times he cut my lip. I had a cut across my eye. Like it was a war. And then round 5, it was a real close fight. And I think I nicked it with the last exchange. Like I kind of rocked him with a punch, and I think it gave me the round, and then that's what won me the fight.
Obviously just recently engaged.
yeah,
The man himself.
the one for her. I know she's a good girl, mate. Like I've known her for a long while, and she's always mentioned it and things. I've always, as men, we pull it off. I'm like, I don't want to talk about it, whatever. Do you know what I mean? But I was like, a few things happened lately. I thought I need to just. She's a good girl, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can't fault her. So I was, but it's funny, mate. Like she's like very spiritual. The ring was so hard, mate, because she's so Pacific, right? She wouldn't wear diamonds because of the background. It's blood diamonds, isn't it? It's like
Like they've no, no.
kids die. So it won't be like things like that. So it's like, I need to get like the ring size, and I was just mad. So like I got a Pacific ring for her. It was like I was just all mad, right? It was handmade and all this mad stuff, right?
Yeah.
So then it's in a wooden box. So she's like a vegan. She's just like different, man. She's like a vegan, spiritual. So instead of like this box, it's like a wooden box thing, right? So I thought, all right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it. When she was like laying down, I was trying to dig a hole like this. So it's first, I was like, what are you doing? I was like, nothing, just sand. Nothing. Like, she's like, and I was like, she's like, you move from here. I was like, yeah, it's not good here, is it? But in my head, I think to myself, oh, thank God, because I was like, they just bury it in proposals. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, all right, walk down the road where the beach is and that, and I just proposed, and it was just nice, man.
You never lose, you learn. You're always learning, and you know, when you get older, you look back and you think, wow, I'd never have done it like that before. Oh wow. And even now, I'm not hard on myself in the sense that I set goals, I set plans, I try to stick to the plan, and then I look to execute the plan. But I try to get rid of expectations in that sense. I try to just be thankful every day. The fact that I can do what I do, the fact that I get an opportunity to compete, the fact that I have competed at a high level, I have made massive achievements. So although I've got a long-term plan, I focus on daily goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll reach the ultimate goal, and then it becomes a journey then.
Yeah.
Every day I'm thankful and think, oh, wow, yeah, I learned something today in training. Wow, that was good. Wow, can't wait to try that again. And then you get to train and you might work on something else. And all of a sudden you're adding things together. And by the time you get to the destination, 6 months down the line, which might be a major champs, all of a sudden it all comes together.
Again, I used to do it as well. And someone said to me, why would you take all of your anger out on the people that you love the most?
And the people that are helping you the most.
People
with
that
the
are
situation.
and want you to be the most successful, right? And no, they could tolerate it because they love me.
Yeah.
No, they don't deserve it. They're trying to love you and trying to help you. So if anything, the world should maybe take a bit of your anger and resentment, but your people you love shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because they want you to succeed, you know. And I think that's back to mastery, accountability, and it all starts with self. It really does.
But what made you really... We're just interrupting this podcast for a quick sponsorship break. This sponsor is a sponsor we use ourselves. You don't get the best logos or thumbnails unless you head over to our brother at Ollie D Graphics on Instagram. He does everything, ranging from logo designs, illustrations, animations, and much, much more. Head over to his Instagram, shoot him a little DM, say the Fijian sent you, or the Ginge. He might even chuck in a little extra. With excellent customer service, brilliant pricing, it really, really is a no-brainer. All his links are in the description, whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening to us on Spotify. And now we get back with the pod. Thank you. Brutal is the weight cut.
The weight cut's worse than the fight.
Is it?
Yeah, it can be. Yeah. It's horrendous.
Have you had to cut down some like big weights?
Yeah, especially because, again, if you don't, you get in the ring and you're fighting massive people and they're just way too big and it's just a disadvantage. So everyone's trying to get that edge.
Yeah.
But then you can push it too far. Like I've done it a few times, pushed it too far, and then it fucks you because you're too dehydrated. You can't. There's no way you can rehydrate in that space of time.
You just feel like lethargic.
Yeah, like sometimes, or you get hit because realistically you're dehydrating like the fluids in your brain as well, innit? Or something like that. I don't know.
No, I think I've heard that on Joe Rogan.
You know,
It's Joe Rogan's word for it, innit?
Something like that. So the brain rattles. It doesn't have any like kind of cushion. So if you get hit, that's a higher chance of getting knocked out.
Trust me, I went to the track the day after my session, trying to juggle that and be with you guys. It's just like, but I went and I had a sound session, mate, solid session. I was like, body feels good. The lean genes working. It's in operation.
These have got the lean genes.
So I done the camber, right? So what they do is like he's sitting there and they're playing this music, the ceremony music. She's singing, and I'm thinking, well, I'm a bit nervous. Do you know what I mean?
I'd be really nervous.
So what they do, they get a stick. They get the skin and they put the poison on it, whatever, and they burn you 6 times. Sore, deep. You breathe in, I'm thinking, right, now I'm poisoned, right? I'm breathing, and I'm thinking, mate, breathe in. Then this is all swelling up.
But you can feel it.
Yeah, man, like tightening, closing, and then my stomach, I feel like I'm dying. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you've been poisoned.
Yeah, I'm poisoning myself. So, but in my head, I'm thinking to myself, is this supposed to happen? Like,
I'd be panicking.
Is anyone talking?
No, she's like just like singing and
go with it.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking, I was breathing, right? And I feel like a frog, bro, because this is mad, yeah. And I'm like, and my whole back, my heart, I hear my heart. I'm thinking, mate, and I'm here, I'm breathing, and then, mate, puking, and I ain't ate for 20 hours, mate, right? Puke, all white. I'm thinking, what? Like, sick again. Mate, I'm looking at it, I was like, whoa, man. I was like, just trying to, like, be strong, do you know what I mean? I don't know what's happened to me, yeah. I'm I don't even know. I'm so calm and chilled. I'm a bit snappy. I have a bit of, you know, I always have a little bit of spite in me, but like, I'm normally 100 miles an hour and things like that. I just feel like I've lost a little bit of ego. Like, I'm just chilled, man.
Do you ever think you could have got to like the level you're at now without training over there?
Ooh. Oh, that's a good question, actually. I don't think so. I think I had to come up with like, I had to get over a lot of things. So like mental training, it was really good.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because there's some really good trainers here, and I have a Thai trainer as well. So
Why are you creasing? He's creasing because he knows what I said to him the other day. I said, you know when you ask someone... Yeah. I go, you know when you ask someone... I'll give everyone context. So we were speaking yesterday, and I goes, you know, when you give someone like a good question and they have to think about it, and they go, oh, that's a good question. Yeah. You sit there and you're like, you just hit a banger. That was a banger. That's why he's laughing. It just feels good. And he was looking at me and he giggled, and I was trying not to laugh.
I could hear him as well. I was like, oh, I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm saying.
12 weeks of the actual accident. It took me 4 weeks to have the stitches out and it to heal, and then my physio treatment and but within 12 weeks of the actual accident, I was back racing indoors, and I was going over hurdles, and that's my lead leg that I got come down on, and I equaled my PB indoors, and I ran half a second quicker outdoors.
That's impressive. That's
Yeah,
seriously
very
impressive.
Yeah,
Seriously
so
impressive.
I give God all the glory, because you know what? Without him, I could never have done it. So my faith put me into overdrive.
Took you through the tough times.
Took me through all of that, and then at the end of the year, 2004, a year on from the accident, I proved them wrong. I even took my medals in and said, look, explain to me what you said I'm not going to run again. He went, well, blah, 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 blah. I said, well, look at them. Ding, ding, ding. You couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? So I was like...
So sound.
And Scream, all right?
Like, yeah, mate, Scream was sound.
Was he really?
He was telling me, because on like, DJs have riders in their contract, so you have to get them certain things to come.
Oh, I remember, so like a
come
bottle, or, is
Yeah.
that when you have to get them like a bottle?
Yeah,
and
so
stuff like that.
they're
Yeah,
accommodated when they come, so they don't pay for anything when they leave the house to when they get home and all that
Do
stuff.
you have to get them a hotel and
Yeah,
etc.?
so it depends. Like if they need to, like we pay their travel, hotel, ground
Didn't know that.
transfers, food, fucking drinks, everything.
No, you'd expect that though.
It's
really.
in there, right?
Yeah.
When you're booking a headline, at the same time as for us, we want to look after them. We want them to go back with good feedback, so we can rebook with the same agencies on different big rides and stuff like that.
It's the bigger picture, isn't it?
But yeah, Scream, he come and I had his ride all ready for him in bags and stuff. On Scream's ride, he had bags of crisps. And
Bags of crisps.
yeah, no, listen to this. So he turns up and he goes, I went, here's your order. He goes, what's that? I went, oh, it's crisps. It was on your order. He goes, oh, fuck that, man. Fuck that. I'm going to refund you for them. I didn't know my rider. I was like, even if you're not on the ride, don't worry about it. He goes, no, he's taking a piss. I took him off there ages ago. I'm going to refund you. I was like, mate, it's like £1. Yeah. That just shows you how sound some of them can be.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the top biggest artists we've ever had.
Yeah.
And it just shows
100%.
you how sound they can be, even if they're at their level. Do you know what I mean? So
I just try to be the best version of me, mate. And if what I do can inspire, encourage, or motivate anyone else to become an overcomer or overcome whatever adversity they've got in their life, and my journey or my story can help in any way, then job done, mate.
That's what I'm saying. That's a brilliant message as well.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that.
Job done. That's why I'm back in the sport. It's not really for me to collect these accolades. And yeah, I've always had a dream of being a world champion. I've always dreamt of being, but I'm still fulfilling those dreams.
Yeah.
But the purpose behind what I'm doing is for other people, is to inspire others, especially the next generation, the kids coming through.
I fought him.
Fuck that.
And then before I come out for the fight, like, so you see like the behind the scenes when say like Tyson Fury or that come out and the cameras are following them and the team's following them. That was happening. But then I saw Paolo like stood next to me and he was waiting to come out second. And I was like, fuck. Like looking at him and I'm just like, what the fuck? This is crazy. And I could hear everyone outside. It was going mad. And I was like, what the fuck? What am I doing?
That is mental.
Someone pulled a fire alarm or something. Like, get me out of here.
Your most euphoric moment.
You know what? I mean, I've got a 2.5-year-old. I'm always going to say it's the birth of my daughter.
Yeah.
And it definitely is. But there's loads.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of life. You know, you can have loads of moments.
Yeah.
And they don't mean that one... If I said I scored in the European Cup final Does it devalue my daughter's being born? No, of course it doesn't. I've got
just different.
collections of, and everybody should have collections of moments. And this is what we've talked about today. There shouldn't be you have to choose.
Yeah.
That one's ridiculously special. Seeing cuddling my mum is ridiculously special. You know, all of these things, and there is no platform to what is higher than the other one because they all make us feel completely different. Now we could say in the podcast, well, I scored a goal in the European Cup final, I won in a nation, I was proud and I was happy. Yeah, I was all those things. Of course I was. But my daughter was born, I was a lot of different things. But we have loads. And different days, they mean different things. If I sit and think about what I'm thinking about today, the European Cup final feels amazing today because we're talking about it, right? And then I'll go home and I'll hug my daughter. And that will feel amazing because I'll look at pictures of when she was born and I'll go, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a little me. That's a little human being, right? You know, I graduated university. Another one. You know, so I just encourage people, collect as many as you can and put them in a little box. They're all special. They'll all mean something completely different to you. You know, and everyone will have their answers, but I'm someone that says, oh, listen, I've got millions.
That's good, yeah.
So one of my compatriots who's British, he's the European record holder. He's got out. He's a quick start. He got out. By hurdle 3, there was daylight. You know what I mean? He had a good metre or half a metre and a half in front. But then hurdle 1, hurdle 2, and then I had this Italian guy right next to me. He's still there, and I'm like, whoa. You know, and you shouldn't really be thinking in a race, you know what I mean? You should be just running. And I got the hurdle 3, hurdle 4, hurdle 5, I think, this guy's still there. And so I then, in that moment, had to just say, be patient. Just be patient. Just trust the process. Just be patient. Don't rush it, because the minute you start to rush or tighten up, and we just held, and I think there's 10 hurdles, and it weren't till about 8th hurdle, I was holding my form. I was just holding my form, and then there was that little bit of daylight, and I got over 10 running, and I'm like, I'm like, yes.
But 2016, you won your first World Championship.
Yeah.
What was that feeling like? What was the build-up like for that?
So it was in London. Yeah, when I won that, it was like, it was a nice moment, man. And all my family, all my friends were there, like sold loads of tickets. It was sick feeling. Like there's no better
Was it in
feeling.
England? Or was
in the O2 in London.
Jesus.
Yeah.
In the O2?
But in the Indigo, so like this inside the O2, still quite a nice.
Yeah, but it's still in England. I thought it would have been like over in Thailand or something.
This one was in the O2, and I fought some French lads, and when I won that, it's no better feeling. And then it's weird because then I was 19, something like that. So I always had big dreams, and I always thought I was going to be good, but I don't know if I ever thought at 19 I'd be doing that. It was surreal at some points. I was sometimes in the ring, like I had to kind of slap myself, like, fucking hell, am I actually here? Like this, I watched this guy knock people out, like when I was 11.
Yeah,
that must be a weird thought. Now you're fighting him.
Now I'm fighting him, and like I beat him.
And it's not like, oh, well, I can't do it. I know what I need to do to be successful for me. So there's no excuses. There's 24 hours in a day. I sleep 6, 7 of them. I work probably 7 of them, 8 of them. So there's still a load of hours left. Yeah?
It's just balancing.
I can choose what I want to do. Do I want to sit in front of the telly and eat, or just sit in front of the telly for 2-3 hours? Or shall I go outside for an hour and a half and do what I need to do? So that's what I choose to do.
Yeah.
And it comes down to mindset and choice.
Yeah. Do you know what though? It wasn't all buzzing and good. It was fucking hard to sell tickets for some of them. Like,
was it?
The middle one, like, because I think where Richie came out, like the first or second weekend, everyone's buzzing for it. We already probably sold 400 tickets before we unlocked. And then when we unlocked, people realised it was happening. So we fucking tickets flew out the door. But in the next one, every other company, every other festival, everything opened up, and every single weekend was absolutely flat out, completely oversaturated market. So for the second outdoor ones, we were like, fuck me, we sold 800 something tickets. We can absolutely smash another one. Because we weren't originally going to do it. After the first one, we thought we were going to fly through every event we ever did. Do you know what I mean? But then every other, like, La Fiestas and all that started popping up local, like in Hearts and all that. So we really struggled to sell tickets to the after one. And we were like, what the fuck is going on? Like, we did 800 tickets, like, easily. And then it was like a week before the event, we only did 300 or something. We were like, fuck, we're in the shit here. And then luckily we ended up probably knocking on 500, 600.
What, on the door? Or the day before?
I mean, your last week's always your best week. So I think we did a couple hundred on that week, and then a load on the door as well, or whatever that works out to be. But yeah, we were shitting it. We were like, yeah, we've got way too hasty, and it kind of put us back in our place for Scream.
Yeah, it was mad time at that point. To be fair, it was mad.
No, it's good experiences though.
But yeah, going back to the question, I went off on one. Sorry, but yeah,
tangent.
Yeah, but I do want to sign to one championship.
I completely forgot what I asked.
I completely forgot that. I thought he was on, so that was the odds.
Yeah, same. I forgot. Jesus, no, that is
The most euphoric moment for me would have been winning the World Championships in Malaga, right? And there's many reasons why. Everything just come together. Everything just lined up. It was God's will. It had to happen, and it was happening. And so when I got there, and I got to the final, you talked about the adrenaline.
Yeah.
I'd never felt anything like this in my life. My body was like this. It felt like it was doing. I've never felt adrenaline like
you
this.
just literally vibrating.
Oh my days! That's how. From the outside, you'd have thought I'd been doing this.
yeah.
Yeah, but I was having to try and control that. I'll tell you what. The moment I put my blocks in the floor, it went, and I was on. I just looked up, and my prayer was, Lord, you got 15 seconds to show off. Yeah, that was my prayer, honest to God, as I stand here. And I got in my blocks, and when that gun went, right, got out, executed my 7 strides, which was quite challenging. Got over hurdle 1, over hurdle 2, over hurdle 3. By the time I get to 4, I can feel that momentum building, right? And by the time I got to 6, I was smiling, man. I knew yeah, man. By the time I got to 6, I knew I keep this clean. I keep this clean. I keep this clean. Hands went up in the air. I executed my race and I went through the line, and when I did, my hands went up and I knew I was now the world champion, champion of the world, something that I'd been working so hard for.
What was that like, obviously, trying to sort of do a rave on tables? I mean, I can't really imagine what that would be like. Yeah, I don't think I can now. It's not. It's a bit weird.
I've been to them, but we didn't actually go ahead with it because it was meant to go ahead. So the week of, I went out, I think it was the Thursday before the Saturday, we were meant to hold the event.
Okay.
So I went out with Chloe that night, and I had Boris on his talk. Everyone's going, yeah, we're going to lock down the Kevin. All that shit. No, I didn't. We were at like, I think it was Lock Fine or something.
Yeah.
Eating our food. I had the phone on with a live stream, and when I was watching, I was going, fucking, please don't do it. Please don't do it. And then he said it, I was like, fuck. So then we had to push it back. Luckily, the agencies and all that were all right with it.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And so yeah, we pushed it back about a year later, and it's literally just happened this Saturday. So it's been about a show 2 years in the making.
So I won a couple of world titles, but that wasn't really the peak for me. I fought a Thai champion, and my goal was always to fight like a Thai champion or beat them, and because they're the legit world champions really anyway. So I beat the current stadium like Thailand and Lumpini champion, and everyone thought I was going to lose, and I beat him. I knocked him out actually, and it was in England. And you know when you see sports people, they cry when they win and stuff. Yeah, and I used to think, why are you crying? You fucking waste, man. Like you've just won. I cried.
You got humbled real quick.
I couldn't stop crying. Like, I was so happy. Like it was like
I think it's happy crying.
It's overwhelming, isn't it?
Overwhelming because like again, like we've spoke about the whole time. Like all I've done, I've put everything into
dedication.
So that was a proper like good moment, like amazing moment. And I see my dad, like he's like nearly crying, like my brother's nearly crying, like all my sisters, everyone's crying, and even my best mates, like all these like pub lads, you know, geezers, they're crying, ringing their mums, Dad's done it. Like, you know, like that was such a good moment to see how it meant for me, but to everyone else, like everyone was like on my journey with me. That was an amazing moment, and it just kind of reassured me that the sacrifices, and this was after again the first hand injury, so just the sacrifices and the hard work, like it all was paying off, and it's going to pay off. So yeah, that was probably my best moment, definitely.
Now, what made you really fall in love with physiotherapy? Was it helping people through their toughest times?
No. Selfish.
Was it?
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah, of course. I was always injured.
Yeah.
So I had this affiliation with, well, I want to fix myself first. You know, why have people let me down? You know, so it's back to blame again. Yeah. Well, I would have been a Premier League footballer if that physio would have rubbed my hamstring properly. Yeah. You know, I'd have been if they wouldn't have overloaded me, if they'd have known what was better for me. So I'm going to be better than them. I'm going to know myself better than them. that's how it starts. And then you're like, well, actually, I can help people here.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing for me was first time Casita asked me to play in E1. I was closing 5 till 6, but for me it was like I've never played in London at a proper venue.
Yeah.
So I played there and it was still busy.
Is it bouncing?
It was bouncing, and I never played in a proper venue. So to go to tell people I was playing in E1 London, it was like fucking nuts anyway. And then when I was playing 5 till 6, so you need to keep people energised and all that stuff. So I was playing a bit disco, which is what I fucking love. And it was absolutely going off. I come off there, my ears were ringing, I couldn't hear fuck all, but I was like absolutely fucking buzzing. That was probably my...
Yeah.
Do you know what though?
Probably my top. I've been told, like, at that set, people were asleep, or borderline asleep, just leaning up against walls. And then by the end of it, those people were at the front, which makes, I didn't obviously realise it at the time, but which I'm fucking buzzing about, because if you can get people up like that...
Yeah.
That whole saga with the hand was the worst, probably the worst thing in my life, to be honest, that's ever happened to me. Like, I've had some bad moments, you know, like never depressed. Like, I don't really want to cry depression or anything. Maybe if maybe I could cry depression or say that I was depressed, but I just feel like I was really down. Like I said, I left school. That's all I wanted to do, and that's all I still want.
Made a lot of sacrifices.
But what is depression? It's when someone feels down, or is sad, or you constantly feeling that sort of rut. So you probably have had minor bits.
Yeah,
of
probably,
depression.
and like a few little breakdowns here and there, and like only my close friends and that would probably vouch for that. But I used to, again, it's probably the kind of fun it's like, no, I'm not depressed. Maybe I was, you know what I mean? But I was really down. Like, badly a few times, and I used to go to my physio, and it was like a counselling session, to be fair, like and I rate him for it, because I used to go in there and I'd nearly be in tears a few times. So like, mate, what's going on? Like, and he was like, no, it'll be good. Like, he always reassured me, no, you'll be fine, you'll get there. Like, so then when I actually finally could make a fist after that last surgery, I did nearly cry, to be honest. Yeah,
no, that's wicked, man.